Okay. Brett, would you read that? Her voice is in bad shape too. And she'll talk about it. Wait, John said you can take the reading.
Okay, John. Let's go.
Resolution acknowledging and accepting retirement. Are you ready? Whereas as of a November 7th, 2011 meeting of the Board of Mayor and Aldermen, Mayor Richard Hodges delivered a letter announcing his intent to retire from his position as mayor effective on January 13th, 2011. And whereas in accordance with section 7.01 of the city's charter, the Board of Aldermen shall proceed at their next meeting to elect a successor who shall hold the office of mayor during the unexpired term of Mayor Hodges. And whereas there is no provision in the charter or ordinances of the city regarding the procedure for electing an interim mayor, and the board desires to establish the procedure it will use to do so and to inform the public of that procedure. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen of the City of Millington, Tennessee as follows. 1. The retirement of Mayor Richard Hodges from the position of mayor of the city is acknowledged and accepted effective as of 3 p.m. on January the 13th, 2012. Number 2, a special meeting of the board is hereby called for 4 p.m. on January 13th, 2012 at Millington City Hall for the purpose of nominating and electing a successor to serve the remainder of the unexpired term of Mayor Hodges. Number 3, as required by section 7.01 of the charter, the first order of business at any meeting provided for in this resolution or otherwise until a new mayor is elected and sworn shall be election by the board of an alderman to preside over the meeting. The alderman so elected shall retain his right to vote on any matter before the board while presiding. Number 4, the procedure for indication of interest in being considered for nomination to serve as the interim mayor shall be as follows. A, any person interested in being considered to be nominated to serve as an interim mayor and who is eligible to be elected under the city charter may pick up or ask to have mailed or emailed to him or her a personal information form from the city clerk. Personal information forms will be available in the city clerk's office beginning at 9 a.m. on December the 7th, 2011. B, completed personal information forms shall be returned to the city clerk not later than noon on Friday, December the 30th, 2011. The city clerk shall make copies of all completed personal information forms received by that date and time and shall immediately distribute them to the alderman. C, there shall be a special meeting of the Board of Aldermen on Thursday, January the 5th, 2012 at 6 p.m. at City Hall. Each person who has submitted a personal information form shall have the right to make a presentation to the alderman for up to 5 minutes regarding his or her interest in and qualifications for the position of interim mayor. After each person's presentation, and again at the conclusion of all presentations, the alderman shall have the opportunity to ask questions of all the participants. The procedure for nomination, number 5, the procedure for nomination and election of a successor to serve the remainder of the unexpired term of Mayor Hodges at the January 13, 2012 special meeting shall be as follows. A, the presiding alderman shall announce that the floor is open for nominations. Each alderman present shall have the right to nominate a candidate who is eligible to serve under the city charter, whether or not such person has submitted a personal information form and participated in the January 5th meeting. Submission of a personal information form does not entitle any person to be nominated, and there shall be no requirement that any person who has submitted a personal information form must be nominated. B, when all aldermen present have had the opportunity to make a nomination, the presiding alderman shall announce that the nominations are closed and read the names of the nominees, after which the alderman may discuss the nominations and ask questions of the nominees. C, voting shall be by voice vote of the alderman, who shall vote in alphabetical order. Each alderman shall announce his vote for one of the persons whose name has been read as a nominee. D, if any nominee receives 4 or more votes in the first round of voting, that person shall be elected as interim mayor and shall be sworn in. E, if no nominee receives 4 or more votes in the first round of voting, the names of those nominees who have received the fewest number of votes shall be dropped from consideration, and there shall be a second round of voting. in which the candidates shall be the remaining nominees. If there is only one candidate remaining after the names of the nominees who receive the fewest number of votes are dropped, but that one remaining nominee has not received at least 4 votes, then the nomination and voting process shall start over. If the procedure described in subsection E above shall continue for subsequent rounds of nomination and voting if necessary, until one person receives at least 4 votes and is elected. G, when one nominee receives 4 or more votes, that person shall be elected as interim mayor and shall be sworn in. This resolution is adopted as of this 5th day of December 2011.
Need a motion and a second?
Mayor, before you do that, I need to amend subsection 5B, and I apologize for this. Rather than the presiding alderman announcing that the nominations are closed, there needs to be a motion, a second, and a vote to close the nominations.
Okay.
So please consider it amended to
Fine.
provide that.
Okay. Now I need a motion and a second.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Barger,
Aye.
Mr. Brown, Mr. Carruthers,
Aye.
Mr. Ford,
Aye.
Mr. Lowry,
Aye.
Mr. Morgan,
Aye.
Mr. Pike,
Aye.
Next